Why Trimble County, Henry County have been put under the latest thunderstorm warnings, as well as Jefferson County, Indiana, which is located just to the north here. So these storms pushing into those areas to the east still have the potential of producing 56-mile-per winds and on occasion maybe even higher wind gusts. Brian?
Still keeping on these reports on Facebook and on our chat room as well. We're talking about winds picking up from Laura right now in the E-Town area, and here a huge gust from Jennifer just 4 moments ago. Power fluctuations right now in the subdivision up there of Hurstbourne Lane. Lights and power are out now in the Valley Station area. Lots of wind in Radcliffe at the moment. High winds right now being reported with lights flickering in Jeffersonville in Indiana. And also we'll talk about the Gene Snyder and Dixie Highway. Very strong wind gusts there. Some view reports over potentially 70 miles per hour, potentially with that. It's unconfirmed from the public there. So very strong line of storms all up and down here. Lots of power fluctuations. In some cases, if those of you that have the power grid that's underground in your neighborhood, you don't have the power line poles, more than likely you stand a better chance, unless the substation gets hit, you stand a better chance of getting enough more than a flicker, and your power should stay on. But those are the poles above ground, which would include like the Highlands area and most of Okolona, heading into the downtown area and then heading to the Baxter Avenue area and so forth. That area can certainly see the higher threat for some the power to go all the way out there, Kevin.
All right, Brian, thanks. Looking over some of the information coming in. It says, we're looking at a lot of feeds coming in from all Weather Service offices across the region, including Louisville, over toward Wilmington, Ohio, Paducah, Indianapolis, all of those locations following the same line of storms as it happens to be moving our way. And again, the wind speeds appear to have weakened somewhat, going down to about that 50 to 60 mile per hour range instead of that 70 to 80 and possibly 90, which is what the thought was earlier in the evening. But we've been revising that, and we've certainly been letting you know what to expect. And right on target is what we've said. 50, 60 mile per hour winds may be common. The storms continue to push into it. Now, back to the home view of the radar, I want to point out that most of the storms in the northern part of our view are starting to move out of our coverage, so including portions of Jennings County. That storms going over into parts of Ripley County will be approaching the Cincinnati area. For now, for you, though, the storms become a little further west-oriented, which means that we're still some of the storms in our area, including ports of Jefferson County, Indiana, up toward Madison and Hanover, down through the Louisville area as you work your way down south of the river at Rivers to the west. Meade County, where we heard from Ron Dodson just a moment ago, they do some power there in places, but no major damage. Back across portions of Breckinridge County. Just coming in from outside, we still have the heavy rain downtown, but the greatest wind threat would now be across eastern portions of Jefferson County. And as we continue to track these storms off to the east, outside of heavy rain and lightning, as you push your way over toward LaGrange and parts of Oldham County, passing by Prospect, moving across portions of Springhurst, down across Middletown, as you work your way down toward Mount Washington and Fern Creek. Those are the areas seeing the strong winds now, and then that will be followed by the heavy rain, the gust of wind, and the lightning that should occur as well as we continue to track those storms off to the south. Again, further to the north, thunderstorms down across the Louisville area and back to the west of us. Those thunderstorms continue across the region. Andy, any new reports coming in?
Latest out of the National Weather Service, they're still indicating on their statements the potential for winds to 70 miles an hour. But Kevin, as you've been mentioning here for a while now, most of the ground truth, the reports that we're getting are mostly in that 50 to 60 mile an hour range. It is still raining very heavily outside here in the downtown area, and the storms continue to move east. The good news is it looks like the tornado threat has diminished. Now, there is still, I believe, technically Jennings County, Indiana, for about another 6 or 7 minutes under a tornado warning. The last time we took the scan of the storm up there in Jennings County was moving north towards Bartholomew and Brown counties pretty quickly. So I would assume come 11:45 that all tornado warnings are going to be expired, and so that's certainly some good news. But we still have to get through this latest round of heavy rain coming through the metro right now. It looks like it's going to continue for a while, and some gusty winds are going to continue as well. Kevin?
We just got a report off Facebook from
on across portions of the metro, back to the west of us where we had severe storms plow through the Jasper area. We know we have had damage reported in portions of Du Bois County, so what's moving through. We've warned the people ahead of the storm. We need to be taking appropriate precautions. Those 50 to 60 miles in general. Simply saying,
we haven't spent some time going up and down the line here.
Away from windows in southern portions of southwest Jefferson County. Winter is there. She says heavy rain and lightning moving through as expected. And as I mentioned, this initial line of storms we were watching with the tornado warning for in Du Bois County, and that's where we find Huntingburg, and that town has been hard hit. Others
are without power, and 4,200 in the
in Burke. Wind speeds were upwards of 65 to 70 miles per hour. Sergeant Chad Dick is with the Indiana State Police from Huntingburg. What can you tell us? I know with homes damaged or destroyed Huntingburg.
That's correct. Down the southern part of the town, from State Road 64 south, in town here in Newburgh, the power is out. The electric company is obviously in the area, is trying to restore that. But in the area of 2nd Avenue and 231, there's where we've seen most of the damage. A couple of mobile homes that have been destroyed, a gas station roof that has been damaged pretty heavily. Anyway, no injuries, fortunately, in this. Everybody's been accounted for, and so they're just trying to do the cleanup.
That's in general in Huntingburg. What can you tell us around your region as far as severe weather throughout the day today? How have you fared?
Well, the district as a whole appears to have made it pretty good through the storms. We have several areas that are without power, several trees and power lines down, but no real known injuries. Just outside of my area, up in the Bloomington district in Bedford, obviously you guys have been reporting that, but they took a hit up there with the tornadoes and some injuries there. But as far as the Jasper district goes, all in all, we're receiving heavy rain right now in Huntingburg, but appears to be pretty well just some property damage and a lot of cleanup ahead of us.
Okay, Sergeant Chad Dick with the Indiana State Police. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we appreciate that report out of the Huntingburg area, out of Jasper with Indiana State Police. They've been hard at work all across the region. Heavy rain falling downtown, high winds and lightning moving into the eastern part of Jefferson County. Moving through Oldham County as well. We'll be tracking off to the east as we go through time. And again, the strongest part of the storm up to the north of us. Reports have been waning just a bit, meaning diminishing. Good news there. Though the wind speeds, as you saw when Brian was outside, picked up in an instant to about 60 to 65 miles an hour. Brian, what can you tell us?
Yeah, that was the thing. Like it was when we first talked to you out in the backyard, it was like that 40, 45 mile per hour gust here and there. Then suddenly the main gust front hit the downtown area, and the winds really picked up right around that 60 mile per hour mark. And as Connie was mentioning in Valley Station, the temperature just dropped. It's pretty cool out there now compared to temperatures in the 80s we had. I'm pretty sure it's probably in the upper 60s to low 70s in these spots now once the storms have passed through the area. I did see a few limbs flying by in pieces. They're small limbs at that, so it wasn't a lot of major wind damage here in the downtown area. I could see it all, but when the power went out, we were out there when it obviously we took a power hit, the intense lightning, but I'm sure that the high winds itself probably shook a transformer too in the downtown area and caused that power fluctuation. So that's several things you're going to notice. When the sun hits you, for those of you that are headed this, whether you're in Eminence right now, heading through portions of Shelbyville, down into Taylorsville, heading through, say, Bardstown, Kevin's area, New Haven, you're going to notice the high winds first. That'll come in a small gust, and you'll see another gust close to 60 in spots, potentially a little higher in a few isolated areas, but mostly around 50 to 60. And then you'll see a period of very heavy rain, and that's when the lightning will kick in. When you get the heavy rain, that lightning really begins to pick up. I noticed that right away, and then you'll have the temperature drop as the storms pass through the area. Andy, it's nothing over it. The line has kind of changed its shape a little bit. As I said, it's an east. Thank goodness for that for us. But still, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds are considered severe, and they can potentially cause damage.
They can, and in fact, just got a report out of Anchorage, there in the eastern part of Jefferson County, of a 65 mile an hour wind gust. So, as you were mentioning, into Shelby County, Spencer County, Henry County, maybe even north into Trimble County.